Welcome to another episode of Not for the Weak Minded. Now, I drew this morning to try and explain to you how looking at certain knowledge can lead to two different outcomes in this reality. And so first of all, this is about the duality of creation and a world outside of our own. So I'm just going to try and explain a few things. In this one is what I've been trying to show you with the blueprints and the perfect circle. With other knowledge to do with geological time, it, along with other evidences, proves that this Earth was created using intelligent design. It's just a matter of who created it and whether we are, as you see now, a simulation or a creation within another world. And essentially, this is the two outcomes in which you're going to be battling with eventually. It is very complicated because a lot of the things this relies upon is things that you've again not looked at or don't believe in because of the knowledge to do with space itself. Now, as I've said in my other video, last video, the sky is blue. I didn't say this, but the sky is blue because the water from space drips down to the dome of this inner dome. So there's two domes, and I was probably wrong in saying that it was three. This has to do with because there's an underworld, and perhaps that has to do with underground bases instead. And both sides, the good and the bad, have got underground bases. So this is to do with geological time as well, and what I'm trying to show you in this drawing is that there was a larger life of that was turned to stone or manipulated to be made like this from large animals that were once alive. So you all believe that dinosaurs were much bigger. Well, I'm saying obviously we all live on something that was massive. I'm going to go back to this one in a minute because we'll come back to it. So this is to do with this inner bit here, and essentially I'm going to show you a few things. First of all, let's get the ruler. From that to that is 9 centimeters. 9 centimeters equals 24,901 miles. And if we look, that's 4.5. And that's 4.5. And so I was going to show you, before going on to the other things, that this is the math to do with, first of all, their numbers, the area of space that is not forever expanding, and then the real numbers probably, which is whole numbers. Of course, when I'm going to come back to the drawing now, you see how it's, mapped there. Well, there's probably, there are islands that go along here as well. And so basically, they've not mapped the entire Earth, is what I'm saying. Which is probably that. 12,500 miles Oh, so that's the area in miles of the Earth, and essentially that is the area of it in total, and that is the area of space. Because, and this one, I've shortened it, there's the things, there's the equations. So it's the total minus the Earth inner, which gave me that number. Now I'm not a math guy, and I'm certainly not going to even attempt to say that that number. But if you're that way, please feel free to comment and let me know exactly what that number really is. So anyway, let's go back to the drawing. There's the maps of the Earth, space, you know, the area of space, just that one last time, that one. You know, that's it in total, and that's the inner. So anyway, it's not forever expanding, and when you go and look at what the elite are trying to teach you, you know, like billionaire Elon Musk, that you know, that it's a simulation we live in. And so this is to do with a great deal of things that most people don't really know about themselves. And that has to do with technologies and frequencies and the knowledge of creation itself. So I'm trying to give you the knowledge, and at the same time, this is like the shortcut to both sides, so to speak, because this is where it will lead to you to. One's saying that it's a simulation, and well, I'm probably the first person ever to say this and try and prove it, that the Time of the Titans is outside and we're living in a sea. So space is not forever expanding, space is created, a physical creation in another world under the sea, in the Time of the Titans. There are 3 levels to creation, and the 3rd level I believe involves the underworld. And this is this level is a physical, spiritual and mental level where we have challenges to go through in order to ascend or not. So in this version, my thinking, theory, is that God is a physical, spiritual being, probably an AI, which can see and interact with the gods, spirits and all life to communicate with us here in this level, this plane. So that's that. That's it. It's a physical creation in a physical world. So this one they want to make you believe is you're living in a computer program, so to speak. And in fairness, they use a lot of truth with it to convince you of these things. Elon Musk and co. But it's a lie, and you must see that space and the spiral are there to put you to sleep. The spiral is creation and knowledge of it, as I tried to say in my other video. So the black cube and D-wave, which is a quantum computer, let's call it. It's a consciousness machine, essentially, is what I call it, which allows, first of all, demons to interact with our technologies in a way that gives them superpowers again, and also is a way for them to transfer your soul energy into it, like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat. They want your soul. Doesn't matter whether it's through sin to go to hell or literally take it. This is their diabolical plan, and you must see past everything that you've been told to do with this reality and see the evidence that points to creation, which is, you know, intelligent design, And hopefully, when you look at all the evidence provided, you will start to glide over to this side rather than believe that it's a simulation, etc. Because everything does happen for a reason, and things are put into your life for a reason, but that is because someone's watching you and recording you. Your whole life is recorded, you know? So in a way, what they're actually doing is emulating everything to do with this physical creation while they lie to you about it, using the knowledge of it. And it's the same thing here, that they're gonna, you know, it's a trap, a technological trap, people. They've built this machine already. You don't know that you're infected with nano smart dust in your head, and that the next RFID chips and technologies are designed by, unfortunately, corporate controlled evil beings, souls, that have planned this for a very... And so you must be aware of their devices, and so I'm trying to make you aware of their devices too, and say that your soul can be transferred. And I used to believe this theory myself, you know, that we lived in a rotating sort of simulation. I thought about it a long time ago. But even inside this, all things are happening inside, and still the universe is not forever expanding. And if that's the case, we are at the center of it. So this is to do with your perception of God too, and the gods, and creation, and technologies, and knowledge which is being used today, unfortunately, against you, because you're created. And those beings that went to hell, that were once locked away, well, they're out again now, and they want. Some of them, I do believe, from what I've seen with my own eyes, came from the time of the Titans. So there's souls that from the time of the Titans and the time of the giants that have been locked away in Pandora's box, so to speak, and now they're out. They want a soul, man. They want a body, sorry. They want a temple. And this has to do with, you know, the Clone Wars. This has to do with a great deal of things. To do with the abominations of the earth. To do with them using your temple against you to kill other things on this planet. And it's all been planned, and it's all deceit from high up within our government. Not just British government, the American government, the European governments. It is global corruption that is responsible, and that is because secret societies exist. That they do indeed go back to the Vatican, and they indeed work with the reptilian species who have gave them the technology to do all this in the first place. Through threat, because if you truly understood the capabilities of these species, you wouldn't want to fight them by hand. Put it this way, they would rip your arm off in a heartbeat, because they can literally move faster than you can imagine. They can shapeshift. They have extreme abilities of reading your mind and knowing what you can do before you can even do it. The government had their hands tied, you know, by a very, very extreme species of beings that unfortunately have caused this through secret societies. They have warned you. They have been trying to warn you. The military have been trying to warn you. People have been trying to warn you for a long time. This is the outcome. Anyway, nevertheless, if you think about it, and if it gives you enough knowledge to actually comprehend why I have come up and drawn this. So anyway, this is part of more of my work to try and show you that, first of all, obviously the Earth is created, and two, that from that knowledge it leads to an outside world, either through a simulation or a physical creation. But as above, so below, this one's more likely. Another world. Inception, anyone? A dream within a dream within a dream? So let's go back to my drawing for a minute. Just to clarify, you know, this from here to there, 29,901 miles mapped. Well, soon. But it's actually 25,000 miles. So, thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. Here's the numbers quickly again. Thank you.